Hi, thanks for joining us for another episode of Money TV. I'm Don Baillargeon, so glad you could be with us. Money TV is the program all about money and what makes it happen. Well, we've gone from the U.S. possibly defaulting on its bills, negotiation loggerheads, one side saying the other is holding the U.S. ransom. If this had been a TV sitcom, we'd all have been laughing. But this all came down to simple mathematics, and it was not funny. Now, you didn't really think we're not going to have a deal at the last possible minute, did you? Now we move from the fight to the battle to who takes credit and who gets the blame. But let's review. The federal government collected some $2.5 trillion in revenue last year, which is an extraordinary amount of money and the most in our nation's history. But the U.S. spent more than $4 trillion during the same period of time. The national debt has increased by almost 70%, nearly $7 trillion in just the last 4.5 years. The significance of that number is astounding, as it took more than 220 years to reach a $7 trillion national debt, and now we've increased that debt by the same amount in less time than it takes to pay off a new Chevy. If the U.S. were an American family and we simply adjusted the numbers accordingly, it would look like this. A family with a household income of $55,000 per year is spending $96,000 per year, or about 175% of what they're taking in. In order to do that, they're adding $41,000 of credit card debt each and every year. Their current credit card debt would be more than $350,000. So imagine if this was you. You're making 55 grand, you spend almost 100 grand, you're 350 grand in debt, and you walk into a bank and you demand they increase your debt limit because you want to buy a new Rolls Royce. Well, the banker is going to have a hard time not falling out of his or her chair. The president had said that raising the nation's debt limit will not raise the nation's debt, but every time we've raised the debt limit, the debt has gone up as well because the spending doesn't ever stop. We spent $634 million on an Obamacare website that, according to White House Press Secretary Jay Carney, was designed to handle 50,000 visitors per day. At that rate, if half of all Americans tried to access the site to buy health insurance, it would take almost 10 years to serve everyone, and the mandate takes effect in less than 90 days. Ronald Reagan once said that government doesn't tax for the money it needs. It finds a need for the money it gets. Harry Reid has proposed more than $1 trillion in new taxes because we're spending more than $1 trillion than we're taking in. And so we have raised the debt limit once again. It's not the fault of the Democrats. It's not the fault of Republicans. It's our fault for voting these incompetent bozos in. Now, based upon past experience, if taxes are increased by $1 trillion, spending will increase by $1.5 trillion. Because as economist Milton Friedman once said, if the U.S. government was put in charge of the Sahara Desert, in 5 years, there would be a shortage of sand. Now, here's something we'll never be short of. Toll-free is our toll-free number for anywhere in the world you're watching the program, 888-259-4449, for information about our featured guests. When you do call, be sure and ask to be added to the subscription list of our Money TV newsletter. It is free. Again, toll-free, 888-259-4449. On your mobile phone, just text Money TV to go 800 or 46800. Visit us at moneytv.net. Please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.